there's a lot of new content that Shudder has added, and I know you've probably been shooting the season for a while now. Is there anything that has? I mean, I don't want you to give away anything, but are there things that have been added that we're going to see this season?
Things added to the show, or things added to the Shudder lineup?
To the Shudder lineup that we might see, because I know there's a bunch of stuff that just got added. So I mean, there's so many things people can speculate, like they do every week.
Yeah, we're actually going to have two world premieres. One of them is a genuine world premiere. The other one, I think we might be showing the movie like 12 hours after it shows somewhere else, but it's basically a world premiere also. And so we have those. We have a little bit more recent stuff than we normally have, but generally it's the same mix that we always do. With the cult film stuff from the 80s. I would say we're heavier on the 70s this time than the 80s.
Oh boy.
Which I love. I love the 70s. Because the 70s were just like anything goes in the 70s. Nobody knew, people thought that movie theaters were going to go out of business entirely in the 70s. They were really suffering. And therefore, the decision makers in LA were just approving anything. It's like, you go to them with a weird idea, they give you the money for it. And then you also had a very vigorous indie film community, and by indie film, I don't mean what we call indie films today. I mean, the hustlers on Sunset Boulevard who were making movies for 50 cents,
right?
And those guys. I mean, the guys that are like below the level of Roger Corman. Roger Corman was doing blockbusters compared to what those guys were doing, and so you had a lot of really odd films, and we have one of those, one notorious one, on the very first week of the series. This series starts on the 24th. By the way, we should mention that.
Oh yes,
Friday the 24th at 9 Eastern Time, 6 Pacific.
Yes,
and we do like people to hang with us for the live feed rather than watch it later. It's become a tradition, but we have a very special movie that night. A movie that the guy who owns the movie today says that it's the only movie he owns that he's kind of embarrassed to own.
Oh my! I mean, I have some embarrassing movies that I own, but I don't know if that's crazy.
So
that's wild.
Anyway, it's from the 70s. The wild and wacky 70s.